Good evening. President Bongbong Marcos signs into law the 2024 national budget over a week after the Congress approved and ratified the proposed spending plan. Marcos signed a 5.768 trillion peso national budget in a ceremony at the Malacanang Palace, marking the second full budget of his administration since 2022. In a speech, Marcos says the national budget for 2024 includes the means to boost both the physical and the human capital of the nation, but he admits that it will not be able to fully fund all the government's plans for the country and its people.
But I would be the first to dispel any claim that this budget fully funds all our plans for our country and our people. How I wish that we could wipe out with one budget cycle all our infrastructure backlogs. How I wish that we had only revenues to realize our country's unlimited potential.
Budget for 2024 is 9.5% higher than the 5.268 trillion peso budget in 2023. Receiving the biggest funding increases for next year are the education, transportation, and defense sectors. The 2024 budget also saw the removal of the controversial confidential funds among several civilian agencies, including the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education. The removed secret funds were then realigned to agencies tasked in safeguarding the nation's sovereignty in the West Philippine Sea, including the Philippine Coast Guard. A group of public transport drivers, operators, and commuters are asking the Supreme Court to suspend the implementation and ultimately void certain government directives related to the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program. Piston Chairman Modi Floranda and other petitioners are urging the Supreme Court to issue a temporary restraining order or a writ of a preliminary injunction to prevent the Department of Transportation and Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board from implementing several issuances. The administrative issuances cited in the petition are in connection with jeepney modernization and the December 31 deadline for PUV franchise consolidation. The petitioners also asked the court to look into the constitutionality of the various orders of the LTFRB and DOTR. According to the petitioners, these issuances violate the constitutional right to freedom of association and the voluntary nature of a cooperative under Republic Act No. 9250 or the Cooperative Code. Under the guidelines that the DOTR issued in 2017, PUV operators and drivers must form transport cooperatives or similar legal entities so they could join the PUV modernization program. President Bongbong Marcos earlier said the deadline for the consolidation of PUV operators will not be extended. A group says that Choosy taxi drivers appeared to be adding to the burdens of commuters affected by the ongoing strike of jeepney drivers and operators. According to the Passenger Forum convener Primo Murillo, the public has difficulty commuting because of what he calls a car-centric transport system, as well as the transport strike. He adds that on top of the heavy traffic, another problem is the many snob taxi drivers. Murillo says the long-standing problem with taxi drivers ignoring passengers worsens when the demand for cabs increases, just like during holidays and when heavy rain occurs. In such situations, Murillo says passengers may report to the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board, and the agency shall impose penalties on the drivers, including franchise revocation. For their part, the Piston Chairman Modi Floranda says the transport strike is not meant to burden passengers, pointing out that it is also for the passengers who will eventually bear the increase in fares once the traditional jeepneys are gone. The Quezon City Police District says 3 cops were relieved from their posts after a video concerning the death of veteran actor Ronaldo Valdez circulated online. In a message to INQUIRER.net, QCPD Director Brigadier General Rodrigo Maranan says a first responder and the one who uploaded the video in a Viber group were removed from their posts. He adds that the station commander was also relieved under the doctrine of a command responsibility. According to Maranan, authorities have also identified 3 civilians who posted the video online and may face criminal complaints. Earlier, talent manager Jamela Santos took to her social media to address those behind the circulating video, expressing her anger. Valdez died last Sunday, December 17, at his home in Quezon City. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. President Bongbong Marcos signs into law the 5.768 trillion peso national budget for next year. Supreme Court urged to stop government orders for jeepney upgrade and December 31 franchise consolidation deadline. And a Quezon City Police Station chief and 2 others relieved over video concerning death of Ronaldo Valdez. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.